welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Nancy from nancybadija.com, and welcome to another Etsy shop critique. Before I begin the critique, I did want to go ahead and introduce myself and also say today I have reached 1,000 subscribers. So thank you everyone for your support, for all the wonderful comments that I get on my videos, and for all the support most of all that you guys have given me. If this is your first time in my YouTube channel and you're watching this video, my name is Nancy Badijo. I'm a digital marketing specialist, and I try to help other entrepreneurs, whether you are a blogger or you have e-commerce, build a thriving business. This channel is more geared towards Etsy sellers. So if you currently have an Etsy shop and you want to learn how to grow it, learn about SEO, learn about how to have a thriving business, like I said, this is the place to be. So make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, you subscribe to my channel, and also leave a comment below, because I'm trying to create a sense of community. We all come together, help each other, because there is enough room on Etsy for all of us to be successful. So let's go ahead and get started on this critique. So I'm doing a critique today on the store called Chelsea D Design. And this is by the owner, Chelsea. So Chelsea, thank you for allowing me to do a critique on your shop. And let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I always talk about is product photography. The reason why I always start with the photo is because that's the first thing that the potential buyer sees when they find your listing. Now, keep in mind that a bad photo could prevent you from making the sale, no matter how amazing your product is. So if your photo is not compelling, it's not nice, it is not shaped, it's not cropped correctly, or it's cut off, or it's not clear, or do you have a distracting background, all of that could affect the sale. The first thing people see before they look at shipping, before they look at the price, before they look at the listing description, is the actual photo of whatever they're buying. Another thing keep in mind is that when you are buying e-commerce and you are online and you're buying something online, the only thing that you have to go by is the photo. You can't touch the actual thing. You can't see the texture. You can't wear it. You can't hold it in your hands. So all you have is photo. The photo has to be amazing. Amazing in two ways. One, I'm looking for the product, found your product through SEO. I'm going to click on it because it looks amazing. Also amazing in the sense that I wasn't looking for your particular item, but I stumble upon it for whatever reason, and I have to buy it because it's so amazing. Oh my God, I know that a lot of us have done that. We're browsing, looking for something, we see something else. Oh my God, those earrings are beautiful. I have to get them. So you want to target both people. Emotional buyers, they're just browsing and they stumble across your listing and possibly buy from you. And the people that are actually looking for your item. So you want to make sure that your photo is compelling, is clear. Things to keep in mind: use natural light, no flash. Include like an object for scaling so people could know the actual size of it. Show the item being held if that's the only way you could showcase it, or worn or used, depending on what you're selling. And make sure that it doesn't have any distraction on the background, that the picture is taken with a clear background. That's the most important thing. Now, Chelsea, looking at your listing right here, the one I did a audit on, it's about a short chart. So it's a chart that I'm assuming is for kids, and you give it to the kids and they do the shorts and you kind of mark their daily chores. Now, the first thing that I will say about about this listing is that this watermark that you have right here going across, I recommend removing that. It's very distracting. There are people out there that they won't understand that this is actually a watermark, and they'll probably think that comes with the actual listing. So you have to, if you want to put a watermark, I would recommend maybe putting it right here in the corner, or uploading, or making like a little let's say like a little bar up here, and then having your logo there, or having the name of your shop there. But I would not recommend it this way. It's distracting, it's not appealing, and on top of that, it will confuse some buyers that don't know that this actual is just a watermark. They won't understand that. So the first thing I would do is change that. I would do that for every single listing that you have. This one, the last one, let's see. I don't believe you have it. On this one, you don't have it. So I would definitely change it on the first two. I will also make this smaller. For some reason, when you're looking at it like this, I don't really know what I'm looking at. Is this like a poster? Is this supposed to be like a printout? It's a little confusing. So what I would do is I would shrink this smaller and make it more appealing. Like when someone is looking at it, they know exactly what it is. Because another thing is, if your picture causes confusion and the person that's buying from you doesn't really know what they're buying, therefore you're not going to get the sale either, because they don't really know if they're going to get like a poster, or if this is a planner, or if this is like a PDF file, like 8 by 5 by 11. So I highly recommend shrinking the picture down just for the picture, just making it smaller so people know exactly what they're buying. I'll show you one of mine to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So I have this planner. It's like the only one I have in my actual shop right now. So this is a planner that you get, and it's a password tracker. But you see how I have it like shrunk like this? So people know it's a piece of paper that they're going to get that they could keep track of their passwords. It's not the whole picture of it, and then they get confused by it. And then I have it separate like this, you see? That way they could see it. And if they were to zoom into it, they know exactly what they're buying. They're buying a piece of paper, I guess, if you want to describe it that way, that you could have your password in it. That's what you want your photo to look like. How you have it right now, it doesn't look like it's a digital download. It doesn't look that way. It looks like something else, or it looks like a big poster. And even if it's a digital download, you have to make it easy for them to visualize it, because you and I know what you're selling, but a lot of people, when they're looking at it at first glance, they really won't understand what they're really buying. So keep in mind that if it confuses a buyer and they don't know exactly what they're buying, that will cause confusion. So therefore, it causes you not to get the sale. So you definitely want to work on your photos. I will redo them again, make them smaller like the one I showed you from my store. And then also I would do on the first page, I will have all three. You see how in mine, you get two included, and I have both of them here. And then I did additional pictures of each individually. That's what you want to do. So you want to include all of yours on the first page, have all three that they get. This will also increase the sale, because if they see, oh, I get 3 of them for the price of 4, a lot of people, that's the first thing they see. So you have to make sure that your first photo is a photo grabber, is the best picture out of the bunch. And therefore, then you could do another picture individually like this by itself, make it a little smaller, make it look like it's a piece of paper, like it's a planner that they're getting. That way they understand what they're buying. This is very critical to the success of you selling. So you have to make sure that your photo is done properly. So that's my first suggestion. I will also add a call to action, like another one with text saying, click here to view listing description, and maybe having something pointing down to the listing description. Having another one saying, favorite this item. That way, if later on you add additional stuff to your shop, or you put this particular item on sale, they get a notification that this item went on sale. So it's important to tell the customers what to do. It's called call to action. It's an effective way of marketing. You want to do that. There's nothing wrong with doing it, but definitely change your photo and take the watermark off for sure. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is SEO. So you already probably know, Chelsea, that SEO is also search engine optimization. It's the way that people find your shop. So they'll search it on XC search results or any search engine, and they actually find your product. Now, you do need help with your tags. You need help with your title, and also you need help with your keywords. For instance, I did an audit on your listing. Every tool that I'm using today, I'm going to leave the link below. I'm using XC Rank, and XC Rank is free. If you don't use it, I highly recommend using it. It's very, very cool. You could plug in your shop. It gives you details about your shop, your competitors. You could search keywords. You could do research market. You could do so many things with it. I highly, highly recommend it. So the first thing I noticed about your keywords is that you're using your shop name. I wouldn't do that right now. You only do that when you are very popular. Like when you have a shop and you're very popular and people are searching by your name of your shop, that's when you do that. Right now, because you're starting off and you don't have that momentum yet, you don't want to waste a tag or a keyword. You want to use every single keyword as possible. The more keywords you use, the better off you are at getting found, and that means more traffic to your shop. So right now it's not necessary for you to use your own name of your store. If you go viral and you go popular and you start growing like crazy, then yes, you need to use it, because there are going to be people out there that search you by your name. So right now, I wouldn't use it. Second, you have to make sure that you are targeting your audience. You can't just use any word you think. You have to target your audience. You have right here ministry. You have success. Let's do this. These are keywords that are too broad. And broad means that if I was to type in success on Etsy, right? On Etsy.com. So let's go to Etsy. You're going to see, one, it's going to pull up random things because it's not really a target keyword. So as you can see, one is an oversaturated keyword. That means that too many people are using that keyword. 17,000 other listings are using that keyword. So therefore, if you try to rank organically, you're not going to get found. You're going to be somewhere in the bottom down here. Like instead of being on page 1, you're going to be on page 150 or something. The way that you get to that page is different factors. You have all your tags correctly done. Are you using your tags in your title? Are you using your tags throughout your listing description? Are you using the proper tags? It's all these different variations that are called the algorithm factor that play in the role of where you land on the Etsy search results and where you land on Google search results. So right now, you're using a keyword that's oversaturated, so therefore it's going to be very hard for you to rank for. Also, if you were to run a Etsy ad and you were to leave it automatic, which means that you don't lower the cost per bid, your cost per click is going to be very high. If you set it to like 10 cents per click, let's say, now what's going to happen is that your ad is going to be buried to like page 5, 6, 7, or 8, or even more than that, because you are trying to pay the lowest bid, but there's so many people already paying ads. They're going to put the ones that are paying more in the front, and the people that are paying less per bid, they're going to push them in the back. And as you might shop, I know I shop this way. Majority of people shop this way. If I don't find what I'm looking for on page 1 or 2, I mean, I'd be lucky if I go to page 3. I rarely go to page 3. So you have to make sure that you're using keywords that you could rank at least on page 1, maybe page 2, but you want to be on page 1. So right now, not only are you just targeting to anybody, you're not targeting to the right audience. You're using keywords that are oversaturated. You're using keywords that you're not going to get any traffic, like this one and this one. This is why there's nothing there. That's because you put 2 weeks here. That's you're just putting any keywords. So therefore, you're not going to get traffic. These are keywords that don't have any data. The reason why it's coming out blank is because barely no one searches for that. So therefore, if no one searches for that keyword, there's no data for it. So that's another indicator that you shouldn't use these keywords. So what you're going to have to do is go back, and you're going to have to really think about what you're selling. And when you're looking for keywords, the best way to find keywords is really describing what you sell. So if I'm going to look for a table lamp, I want a green table lamp, I'm going to type green table lamp. I wouldn't type living room or house because that's too broad. I'm looking for something specific. So it's the same thing for you. So this is a short chart. So maybe you could put something like kids short. Sorry, I can't say that word. Chart. So let's go ahead and search for that to kind of give you an idea. So then you do the search. It's going to be tedious. You have to do a lot of work. You have to do the grunt work of finding SEO and keywords and so on, but it's worth it because then if you find the right ones, then you get the sales. So here we go. So this is a better one than the ones that you have, responsibility chart, right? Because it's like a short chart. You're responsible for certain things. So you can actually put this one there. This one doesn't go with what you have, but if you make additional ones later on that are behavior charts, you can add this one, you see? So you want to do short board. That one might be a good one. You want to do the ones that are low in competition first. And then you want to look for medium competition, but that they're underneath 6,000. Now, you could use any ones that you want that have more than 6,000, like this one here. The reason why I say under 6, for me, to get organic traffic and I have to pay for it, I have noticed that if it has 6,000 or less, I could rank for it organically, and then I could also get ads and be in page 1, 2, and 3 of Etsy search, versus if I use one that's very competitive, I'm pushed to the back. So that's the reason why I'm saying that. So you see, we already found a whole bunch. Printable short. Short. Well, this one's too high, so you wouldn't use that one. Short charts for kids. You see, so it's just thinking like, what do I sell? Going in here, typing the keywords, gonna spit out all these keywords. Write down first all the green ones. Kids short charts. That's a perfect one right there. That should be the main one for you right now. This one right here. So then you write that. You write all. You find 13 keywords that precisely describe what you're selling. Don't just put kids shorts. Don't do it that's too broad. So you want to make sure it has like the 3 words together, like this one here or this one here, stuff like that. Once you do all 13, you go through this, you start getting the keywords. You see, we're finding a whole bunch of them. So once you get all 13 keywords, you go back to your listing, delete all this right here. This is too much. Now, Etsy just announced that it's better if you put like a simple title. So maybe saying kids chore chart. This is a digital download for fundraising, blah, 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 blah. So you could do something like that. What I do in my listing that I stick with is that I put the main keyword in the front because that's an SEO factor. And then I put my additional keywords and I try to put as many keywords as I can on the title. Does it look pleasant? No. Does it get me a lot of traffic? Yes. So that's the reason why I do it. But if you're not going to do it like I do it, like put all the keywords, at least put the main keyword. You have to put the main keyword. That should be the first keyword here. It should be right in the beginning. And then that same keyword, you're going to put it right here. So let's say you pick this one. Let me go back to that. Let's say this one, just for this one, just for funs and giggles. That's your main keyword. You're going to put that keyword, exactly how it looks, in your title. And you're going to put it in your first 160 characters, which is called the meta description. And you're going to take the additional keywords that you wrote down and you're going to sprinkle them around all through your listing description. That's an SEO on-page factor. You have to do that. That's how Google and Etsy and Bing and Yahoo, all these search engines, that's how they understand what this page is about, and they synchronize it to whenever somebody tries to find something that is relatable to yours that you sell. So whenever somebody types chart, then your page will pop up. That's how it knows to pull your page versus another page. So you want to make sure you do that. The meta description is 160 characters. This is what it looks like. Let me show you. So if somebody types in boy shorts online on Google, this is what they see. This right here, you see? That's the meta description. This is getting pulled from here. This section, hello everyone. That's that section right there, hello everyone. You want to change that. You want to have the main keyword right here. And then you want to write an enticing caption describing what you're selling. That way the person feels compelled enough to click, land on your page, and buy from you. So you want to make sure you fix that. So now you've done the SEO, right? So you got the picture. It looks amazing. That's first impression. Person clicks on it because they found you through SEO, right? You did the great SEO. You have the perfect keywords. They found your picture. They clicked on it. The next thing that you want to work on is your listing description. So the listing description is what actually closes out the sale. So the SEO is how they found you. The picture is what made them click. And the listing description is basically what possibly sold the deal. It's what's going to make them go ahead and click on buy. So your listing description should be very detailed, very precise, and it's called listing description for a reason. You have to make sure you go in there and you explain exactly what you're selling. You have to make sure that it includes anything and everything the buyer must know about what you're selling. So specific information such as size, shape, color, I don't know, shipping, return policy. If you obviously with a digital download, you would not have a return policy, so you have to put that in there. Make sure you're very detailed. I will break this down into sections. The reason is because people, it looks better if you break it down. So you want to break it down like this. Like you see how mines have like little sections. I put description, what's included, return and refunds. I have a backlink to my shop. That's what you want. You want to break it down in sections. It's easier to read. So therefore the customer, when they're reading it, they don't get confused, and it's a lot easier. They could go to the section. I just want to read the return. I want to see the shipping policy, or I want to know what's included. They go right to it. You want to make sure that your Etsy shop is friendly user. That when they go in there, it's easy for them to navigate. It's easy for them to understand what they're buying. It's easy for them to understand what they're getting exactly. The easier you make it, the more sales you make. So I would definitely break this down into sections, and I will separate it, put a little bit of breathing space between it. I think you did a really good job with your description, to be honest. I just think you need to like separate it so it could be easier to read. Other than that, you did a really good job. You took time at least to fill it out. A lot of people don't even do that. So you did a really good job. At the end, I will put a backlink to your shop, which all you have to do is go to your main shop, grab this here from design down. You don't have to copy like from, all you copy is this right here up to there. And you put that at the bottom of your listing, because what you want to do is keep the person in your shop. So if the person reads the listing description, we have the tendency to click back, and then sometimes they leave your page. So you want to keep them in your page. So you would put the home page there, they click on it, and now they browse through your other items. So you want to keep them in your shop. So now you have, I call it a killer description. You have a killer description, you have beautiful images, you have SEO properly done. The next step is the curation of your shop. Making sure your shop looks trustworthy. It looks like somewhere you want to buy from. Now, the first thing I noticed when I open your account, you don't have a picture of yourself. You need to update that. People are emotional buyers. They want to know who they're buying from. You should have a picture. Don't put a picture of you that is far away or they can't see your face. It should be a picture of your face like this. Let me show you my new shop. A picture like that. Just of your face, something plain. Nothing, doesn't have to be nothing fancy. Now, you have here various things that make you happy. I'll kind of play with that a little bit more, make it more specific to what you sell. I think that's better than just having that. Like I have for mine, marketing resources for entrepreneurs. So when people see it, they know exactly what my store is about. When I read yours, I really don't know what I'm buying. Besides, if I browse through it, maybe I could figure it out. But it's just nicer to have a tagline that describes what you're actually selling. I will invest in a logo because you have to treat Etsy as a real business. You want to make money on Etsy? You want to quit your full-time job, or you want to maybe you work from home now, right? You do Etsy full-time. Well, you want to make this as a full-time living, like make a lot of money, you have to take it serious. So a logo, definitely invest money in it. I will leave links below where you could buy logos. Like there's a company called Fiverr. You could buy banners there. You could buy logos there. I mean, for cheap too. Definitely work on that. I will put a banner in your shop to make it more, basically dress up your shop. If you look at the most prominent shops out there, they have a banner. The banner has like the hours of operation. It has their social media links. It has their website link. It has beautiful pictures of their work. I highly, highly recommend investing. You have to spend money to make money. You definitely have to. You can't be like, oh, I'm just going to do the minimum and then make sales. It doesn't work that way. So I definitely recommend. The reviews, you got 2, you done great with that. So obviously you're doing something good with that. Announcement, I don't know if I really care for what you wrote here. I mean, it's good that you're saying, if you love it, share it. But I would write something else like, thanks for coming to my shop. I sell blah 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 blah. Like make it a little bit more like that. I feel like that's not enough. And then maybe close it out with that. Like at the end, it should say, please share or please share my page or something like that if you want to do that. But don't ask to share if you haven't given value first. Give value and then close it out with, hey, share this video or share this link or share my website, but add value to it first. That's the only thing with that. So another thing is, let's check your reviews were good. I saw those earlier actually. You only got 2, so that's good. Think your about me is really good actually. What I would do is add pictures if you have any. I know a lot of people are picky about that, like sharing too much online. Maybe add a picture of your back and you're working on your projects. Maybe showcasing where you work, like your office. If you don't have an office, maybe showcasing a picture of you and your boys. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's just people are emotional buyers. They want to connect. Make sure you put your link here for your Facebook page. If you have additional links to anything else like Instagram, Pinterest, make sure you add them here. There's a section in About Me that you could do that. Because there are going to be people that don't read nothing. You're going to start noticing this. But there are people that go and read every single thing you have. And they'll start following you. So make sure that you add that. Now, another thing you want to do is that you want to make sure that all your pictures look like they come from the same shop. So if I browse the Etsy and I saw this picture and then I saw this picture, I would never say this one and this one are from the same shop. They have different backgrounds. They're cut off differently. So you want to make sure that you build a cohesive brand, that everything looks like it goes together, that your items look like they're from the same shop. That's branding 101. You want to stick with the same colors. Once you pick a color scheme, like let's say your background is going to be white all the time, then you stick with white all the time. But you want to make sure that's cohesive, that's pleasant to look, that when people are looking at, they're like, wow, this is a beautiful shop. You have great products, Chelsea. You just have to showcase them in a better manner. That's all it is. So I definitely would work on having a cohesive background, making sure that everything's cohesive, everything looks like it belongs together. Another thing a lot of people jump to doing is discounts. They don't make sales or they don't get the sales they want, so they automatically reduce their pricing thinking they're going to get more sales. I don't like doing that tactic. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying that from the amount of sales that you have, don't lower your pricing. If your pricing is actually pretty good, don't lower your pricing just because you feel like, oh, if I do that. No, if the person likes it, they will pay for the price, full price. It's just that your photo has to be amazing to trick them in their mind, right? Somebody else could sell the same shirt, the same onesie for $20 because the picture is so amazing that the pricing didn't affect the buyer, you see? So you have to keep that in mind. Like this onesie is getting cut off. You can't see it. Another thing you got to be careful is trademark. Onesie, you can't use that word only because it's owned by Gerber. So you could receive an infringement notice saying this listing has been, taken down. You get so many of those, you could get your shop closed. So just keep that in mind that certain words you can use. If you don't know which ones you can or not, I do have a video on infringement, and I also have links that you could go to and check. There's a website that you could go to and check if something is already patented or trademarked. That way you don't get in trouble for that. But yeah, these are my tips for your store. Guys, if you notice anything that maybe I didn't talk about or something that you recommend for her shop so she could improve, make sure you leave a comment below. I think that we all have room to grow and learn from each other. So definitely share your comment below and let us know what you think. I was going to look at your Facebook page. So this is another thing when you have a Facebook page or like other Instagram or Pinterest or Twitter, you want to make sure it's cohesive all across, that when I look at your Etsy shop and I look at your Facebook shop, I know it's coming from the same place. At this point, I don't, because you have a different picture here for your profile. On this one, you actually have a cover, even though it's cut off a little bit, so I can't tell it's a headband. I think it's a headband, But I think, right? I'm not 100% sure. So it's another thing. If you're gonna put a picture, make sure it's not cut off. If it is, it's a complimentary cut off, like it's cut off where it's supposed to be. That way, when people look at it, they know what they're buying. Now, Facebook, I don't know. Like I Facebook is good because for majority of people, when they look up a business, they always go to Facebook. However, in order for you to get a lot of traffic in Facebook, one, you have to go viral. Two, you have to spend money, like on Facebook ads or boosting a Facebook post that you do. But organically, it's really hard for you to grow because they only show your stuff to 10%. So you have to put amazing photos, amazing stuff. You have to engage with other people, maybe join groups like Facebook groups, and drop your link, and maybe people go back to your shop, to your Facebook page and like stuff and kind of increase the engagement so you could have some traction. Keep in mind that for any social media, you have to post on a consistent basis every single day. And every time you post, a call to action and a link to your website. Don't assume that people see this here. A lot of people don't read. A lot of people don't understand social media. They don't know where nothing's at. So don't assume that, oh, they see the link there. They don't see it. Make sure you put it here. So anytime you put something, these back to school bows are awesome for any little girl to wear for school. So cute. Click here to shop now. There you go. And put the link. Or click here to browse my Etsy shop, or click here to learn more, or whatever it is. But make sure you route them to the page because people won't know how to click. This person said so cute 5 weeks ago. Anybody that takes time to like anything, especially in the beginning when you first start in your business and you don't have so many comments to keep track, that then you're like, oh my God, I can't keep up with them. Reply to every single comment. Reply back and say, thank you, Rhonda. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions. Here's my link to my shop just in case. Close out the sale. Close. Call to action all the time. Tell them what to do. Tell them click here. See, added a lot more stuff. You didn't put a link to your shop. Always add a link. Every single post should have a link. Every single one. So here you said thank you. That's great. But make sure that not only do you say thank you, make sure you say thank you. Here's a link to my actual store if you want to shop. So always keep that. You did that here, so that's great. You could do a bit.ly. So bit.ly, you go to bit.ly.com, and I'm going to probably do a video on this because someone else asked me. You put the link here, and you could shorten the link down. So instead of putting a massive long link, it makes it shorter. And then you copy that, and you use that one for your posting. And it makes the link prettier and smaller, and it doesn't look like spam. So that's one thing that I would highly recommend. But yeah, post on a consistent basis. You jump from August 6th to August 17th to you did like a couple days, but then the last time was August 21st. So you want to be successful with it, you got to do it every single day. If you do it once every 3 weeks or whenever you feel like it, it's not going to grow. And then you got to do it consistently. And you got to check your metrics, and you have to analyze what you're doing and learn, and then every month improve in that. I do highly recommend doing a Pinterest account if you don't have one. I have one. I've grown mine for one of my Etsy accounts to 377,000 monthly views. I drive this month, I'm almost at 2,000 clicks from Pinterest to my Etsy shop. It really does work. I actually also have a video on how to grow your Pinterest account using an app called Tailwind app. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you watch my Etsy tutorials. I have it in there. So my recommendations for growing or driving a lot of traffic is Pinterest and Instagram. You want to keep Facebook and you want to do Twitter as well. But Pinterest and Instagram have been, for me, the most successful ones. When you do your Instagram, it's the same thing. Have your logo, have your picture, have the 3 W's: who you are, what you do, and why they should buy from you. Answer those 3 questions in your bio. Have a cohesive look. Make sure everything looks pretty. Make sure your pictures look good. Make sure that your pictures are cut off the right size. Make sure that you have a color scheme and you stick with that. I never put like yellow or blue. I keep these 3 color schemes. Those are my color scheme. So making sure that you keep that order and that you always do it. So these are my tips for a successful business on Etsy and growing your business. You have great products. You just have to do those little tweaks and you should see an increase at least in views and sales. And then also targeting the right people is so important because sometimes people see a lot of views or they see a lot of impressions, but they're not getting the sales. They're like, how come if I get a lot of likes or I get a lot of views? That's because you're targeting anybody. So some people occasionally might stop by your store and like kind of browse, but they're really not interested in your products. So therefore they don't buy. So you want to make sure you're targeting the right people. So guys, if you found this video useful and handy, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys for watching. Have a great night.